This is Jarrod Horak. Welcome to my latest Road to the 2023 Kentucky Derby video. And in this video, I'm going to do analysis of the San Felipe Stakes at Santa Anita Park for Saturday, March 4th. There's a bunch of Oaks and Derby points races on the docket this week. I'm going to cover them all on my YouTube channel. So check out my channel for all of those videos. I have some on there already, including the Fountain of Youth Stakes at Gulfstream Park. And I'm going to be covering some others later this week. So keep checking my YouTube channel for all of those videos. And if you're interested in my full card analysis at Santa Anita Park, you can head on over to the runawayhorse.com. If you're interested in those, you will find those on my sales page each day Santa Anita Park runs. And one of the big full cards I'm going to be covering for Saturday, March 4th, the 12 race full card at Santa Anita Park. It's Big Cap Day at Santa Anita, bunch of stakes races. And also at Gulfstream Park, Fountain of Youth Day. They have a bunch of stakes races, and I'm going to cover all the Rainbow Six races as bonus races in that Santa Anita full card. So a lot of bonus races in that full card, so check that out if you're interested. If you're interested in bonus free selections, you can find my daily best bet at horseracing.nation.com in the handicapping section on the front page. I've been doing that blog for many years, and I have a free pick every day, so check that out if you're interested. Now we will get into the analysis of this video. The sixth race at Santa Anita Park, Saturday, March 4th, 2023. Grade 2, $400,000 San Felipe Stakes. 3-year-olds, a mile and a 16th on the main track with a 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time scheduled post. And number 1 in here is Chase the Chaos for trainer Ed Moger Jr. He finished in the top 3 in all 6 starts. He has 3 wins. He broke his maiden second time out in a turf route at Canterbury Park. When he was campaigned by Robertino Diodoro, he moved to the Moger Jr. barn and shipped to Golden Gate and finished 3rd in the Golden Nugget Stakes at 6 furlongs, stretched him out to a mile. He finished 2nd in the Gold Rush Stakes. And then in an optional claiming race, he put it all together, and he came from off the pace to win by more than 7 at 1 mile. And then in his last start, the El Camino Real Derby, a mile and an 1/8, a Kentucky Derby points race, and it was also the winner got a free berth into the Preakness Stakes, and Chase the Chaos was the winner, rallying from 10 lanes back, rallying outside, winning by a length and a half over my top choice, Gilmore. So now he's going to end up moving back to dirt because he did begin his career, at least it was in the mud at Canterbury last August, and he ended up finishing an okay 2nd, rallying from off the pace that day. So this one, they only paid $10,000 for him, and he's earned more than $123,000. So he's a horse that has a good late kick, and he should get pace to chase, but he's going to have to run the fastest race of his life against the deepest field he's ever faced. National Treasure is number 2, and he's one of several horses that were previously trained by Bob Baffert, and now they're conditioned by Tim Yakteen. All those Baffert horses had to be out of his barn by February 28th if they were to earn Kentucky Derby points, because Baffert trainees were ineligible for the Derby. So this one is one that moved out of his barn. And in his career debut, he ended up wearing blinkers in that debut, 6.5 furlongs at Del Mar last summer, and he wired the field there. Nice win. Practical Move was 3rd. He's in this race, and he's one that won the Los Al Futurity last year. National Treasure, 2nd time out in the Grade 1 American Pharoah Stakes. He went from 6.5 furlongs to a mile and a 16th in his first start against winners. He removed blinkers. He chased his stablemate Cave Rock. He could not keep up with that one. Cave Rock won by 5. National Treasure was 2nd throughout, and he was well clear of show finisher Hejazi. In his 3rd start, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, they put blinkers back on from post 10 in that 10-horse field. He stalked wide, and he ended up finishing an even 3rd there. Forte won that one, your 2-year-old champion. Cave Rock was 2nd, and then National Treasure was 3rd. Blazing Sevens was 4th, and he's running in the Fountain of Youth Stakes on March 4th. So National Treasure, last time out in the Grade 3 Sham Stakes, that day he stalked in a 5-horse field. He stalked the pace. He was down towards the inside. He didn't have the smoothest trip there, but he ended up finishing an okay 3rd. He was only beaten a length, and that race has been validated. The winner was Reincarnate. Reincarnate came back, and he ended up finishing an okay 3rd in the Rebel Stakes last week. He had a lot of trouble there, and he rallied from off the pace. He was finishing best of all. So Reincarnate ran a quality race in the Rebel. And then Newgate was the runner-up there. He missed by a neck in that Sham Stakes, and he came back and he won the Robert Lewis Stakes, and then he was subsequently injured. So now National Treasure, Inner Post, Tactical Speed. They paid $500,000 for this quality road colt. Medaglia d'Oro, the dam sire, good pedigree. John Velasquez, his regular rider, stays put. Had a bullet workout for this on February 12th. I think he's probably going to save ground stalking the pace. Practical Move is the next one, and he's always been a Yak Teen trainee. And this son of Practical Joke was in the top 3 in all 5 career starts. His career debut, Cave Rock whipped him at 6.5 furlongs. National Treasure beat him second time out at 6.5. He stretched out in his 3rd start, and he ended up finishing second. But Fort Bragg, who did cross the line first there and won that one by 1.5 lengths, he got disqualified and placed second for bothering Practical Move. Don't really know that they should have done that because Fort Bragg was going to win anyway. But Practical Move was elevated to first. And then in his next start, they turned him back in the Bob Hope Stakes. In that Grade 3 7-furlong race at Del Mar on November 20th, he finished an even 3rd behind Having a Meltdown and Newgate. And Having a Meltdown was a next out stakes winner. And then Practical Move was a next out stakes winner at Los Alamitos in the Grade 2 Los Al Futurity on December 17th, 5-horse field. Great inside stalking trip behind Carmel Road, who was setting the pace. He just went right up the inside, got past Carmel Road, and he won, going away by more than 3 lengths. Carmel Road was clearly second best. Fort Bragg was 3rd there. So Practical Move making his first start of the year. Ramon Vazquez rode him well in that last race, and he will be back aboard and look for this horse to probably try to stalk the pace in his first start of the year. Bluegrass Go-Go is a maiden for trainer Doug O'Neill. He was no threat in his first 2 starts, and then he ran a much better race at 7 furlongs in a maiden optional claiming 62.5 last time out on February 4th. In that race, he set the pace. 9-horse field, couldn't hold on, adding Lasix, and then he ended up finishing second. But that was not any embarrassment because Henry Q won that race. He came back and he won the Mind That Bird Derby earlier this week by open lengths. So Bluegrass Go-Go, probably overmatched in here, removing blinkers. Edwin Maldonado, Doug O'Neill, profitable jockey trainer team. But I just think this maiden is overmatched. He hooks a tough field in here. Genius Jimmy, a recent maiden winner at 1.125 miles on turf for trainer Michael McCarthy. And he, from post 10 that day, added Lasix and blinkers, and he wired the field. An easy 3-length win in that 11-horse field. So now he's going to move back to dirt because in his career debut, he was on dirt 6.5 furlongs, but he was 5th, beaten 16 lengths. We'll have to see how he handles the main track in this tougher company. Crypto Ride is a Calbred gelded son of Clubhouse Ride for trainer Craig Lewis, and he looks overmatched in here. He's one that he's okay. He's had 6 starts with a win, a second, 2/3. He's a decent Calbred. He broke his maiden in a maiden claiming 50 against State Break Company at 6 furlongs at Los Al. December 9th, he came back 9 days later in the King Gloria Stakes, stalked, led, finished second by a head. And then the Cal Cup Derby, he was 4th of 7. Last time they added Lasix and turned him back in distance against Starter Optional Claiming Company, and he ended up finishing an even 3rd. Now he's stepping way up in class, stretching back out, removing blinkers. Umberto Rispoli was aboard for that head defeat in the King Glorious, and he rode him last time, but he's probably going to try to rally a bit off the pace, but he's just not fast enough on paper. Hejazi, a $3.55 million purchase, now trained by Tim Yakteen, Bernardini the sire, Medaglia d'Oro the dam sire, and Mike Smith, his regular pilot, will stay aboard. He hooked Classical Cat, a subsequent stakes winner in his debut. Speedboat Beach beat him second time out. He came back and won a stakes in his next start, and Fort Bragg was 3rd in that race. Cave Rock and National Treasure defeated him when he stretched out as a maiden in the Grade 1 American Pharaoh, and he was 3rd and a clear 3rd that day, racing wide from post 8 in that 8-horse field. Last time turned him back in distance, good track, 6.5 furlongs, inside post, aggressively handled early. He was in complete command throughout, adding Lasix, and he won by 1.25 lengths. Does not have Lasix here, stretches back out, has early pressing versatility, and a 5-furlong bullet workout for this on February 19th. Go Rocket Ride has only started 1 time, so he's facing horses that have a lot of experience in here. And they paid $350,000 for this son of Candy Ride, and Uncle Mo is the dam sire. And Richard Mandela is going to stretch him out after that career debut victory under Flavien Prat, in which he just broke on top and just widened throughout, and he won easily by almost 6 lengths. Sonoran was the runner-up, and that one was a next out winner. And now we're going to see this horse probably impact the pace in here. Obviously, he has a lot of talent, but some other horses in here have speed. They have a lot of stakes experience, and they have two-turn experience. So he's giving up a lot of seasoning. We'll have to see how he can do. But Richard Mandela has good stats with horses trying a route of ground for the first time. Fort Bragg, another previously trained by Baffert, now trained by Yakteen runner. This one is a $700,000 son of Tappet, and Shanghai Bobby is the dam sire. In his career debut, Speedboat Beach and Hejazi beat him. He was a clear third. Second time out, they stretched out. I mentioned that race with Practical Move where he stalked. He led from post 9, and he crossed the line first, but he was placed second through disqualification. He wired the field, and he made that maiden win stick on November 4th at a mile and a 16th at Santa Anita. When he added blinkers, he was the heavy favorite from the inside post, controlled the pace, hung on by 3/4 of a length over his stablemate Reincarnate. Reincarnate was a next out maiden winner, and then he won the Sham Stakes prior to finishing third in the Rebel last week. And then Practical Move last time turned the tables on him in the Los Al Futurity, that grade 2. Fort Bragg in that 5-horse field, Flavien Prat took a hold of him early, took him off the pace, and then he was shuffled back to last. He rallied outside to get in contention at the top of the stretch. He could not go with the top 2 horses that were on the pace that day, Practical Move and Carmel Road, but he was a clear third. Juan Hernandez gets aboard, and he was aboard for his first 2 starts. He has back-to-back 6-furlong bullets in 111 and change for this race, and he's one that he may be getting good at the right time. We'll have to see. Those bullet workouts are encouraging, and he has decent speed ratings from last year, and he is stakes placed. Skinner, an interesting recent maiden winner for trainer John Sheriffs, the son of Curlin out of a Malibu Moon Dam. This one was outrun in his debut, 5 furlongs, way too short for him. He started out 10th and last, 13 lengths back. He finished 5th, beaten 7 lengths. Showed good late energy, galloped out nicely. Having a meltdown was a next out winner. He's the one that beat him there. He's a stakes winner for Baffert, a good sprinter there. Cave Rock beat him in back-to-back starts in the Del Mar Futurity, and he ended up finishing 3rd, beaten 9 that day. Not a bad effort, rallying from last. And then in the American Pharoah, he was 6th by 28. Forget that race. He was wide, never got involved. Last time, back in a maiden race, a 1-mile maiden race on February 12th, and he dominated that one, adding Lasix. Rallying from off the pace, he was going away. He was just getting warmed up at a mile. It looks like he would want more ground. They with that $510,000 purchase here, thought he was going to be a go one last year. Obviously, Sheriff threw him in some stakes races when he was still a maiden, and then it was nice to see that earning his best career speed rating in that maiden win in his first start as a 3-year-old last time. Victor Espinoza stays aboard, should get pace help. I don't think he's out of this. Mr. Fisk, another Tim Yakteen runner in here, and this son of Arrogant has run 3 times, a win and a second. No threat in his sprint debut, stretched out second time out, finished second, beaten 3/4 of a length behind Reincarnate, and then last time out, he was able to get his maiden win over next out maiden winner Harlow Cap. Outside post, Frankie Dettori will ride. Look for this one to probably be hung out wide, stalking the pace, probably sitting somewhere in mid-pack, trying to work out some kind of trip. Really tough post, though. A really interesting renewal of this San Felipe this year. There's so many different ways you could go. I'm going to actually go with National Treasure as my top choice. He was my top choice in the Sham Stakes. I just think the way this race is going to play, he could really be the one to just be in the right spot, stalking the pace behind the speed. And if he can get some clear running room this time, maybe he's able to get that first run and hold off some other horses like number 10 Skinner, my second choice. Some others that I like in here, I like Hejazi in here, Go Rocket Ride, and Fort Bragg. So here is how I'm going to play this race. We'll make a win wager on number 2, National Treasure, play an exacta, the 2-10 with the 2-9-10. The 2 and 10 are National Treasure and Skinner. The 9 is Fort Bragg, and Fort Bragg is a horse that I'm going to key in third in the trifecta. And I'm going to use the 2, 7, 8, 10 in first and second, keying number 9, Fort Bragg, in third in that trifecta. Those wagering strategies are on the screen now. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this content. And again, check out my YouTube channel this week. I'm going to be back with some more Oaks and Derby points races And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.